What's up, guys? Metroid Prime Fan 18 here, and I am going to do my first video on what I said I was actually gonna do. And this first video is going to be a game review. And like I said, it's going to be a PS2 game review. And just let me know what you think of it. Basically, for this, I'll just show you the cover art of the game, explain the pros and cons of it, my overall score, whether you should buy the game or not, buy or rent. I'll see what I can do. Just going along here. And I did try to make this before, but it was too long. YouTube rejected it, so fuck them. So, with all that aside, let's get on with the review. The PS2 game I am reviewing for my first ever real video is Killzone for the PlayStation 2. A game that is, in my opinion, one of the best PS2 first-person shooters of all time, and a game that I think is hugely underrated. Now, when this game, or when footage of this game was first shown, gameplay footage, people were amazed at how it looked, and eventually people started calling it a Halo killer. And when the game actually came out, the results were not as optimistic as the views of the game upon first glance were. It received very mixed reviews. Now, I myself no longer trust reviewing websites like IGN or GameStop. No, Spot. Damn, I keep confusing those two. Because a lot of the games that I like, they give a bad rating to. Killzone was one of them. IGN gave it a 6.9. Now, the game does have some pretty bad flaws, but you can fix them. They're flaws that can be fixed. I mean, this is not a perfect game. No game is a perfect game. Not even Halo, even though many people say it is. It's far from it. But I'll go on with the review. First off, the story. The story, I must say, is very, very good. It's very well written out. It's got a gang of 4 characters that you just eventually you go to like and respect all 4 of them. You have the main character, Jan Templar, who is, I think, the most universal character in the game. You eventually meet up with Shadow Marshal Luger, who is an assassin type character, and I think is also they say this a lot in the game, former ex-lover of Templar. And trust me, they mention that quite a bit in the game. Your third teammate is Sergeant Rico Velasquez, a big, badass, loudmouth, boastful sergeant carrying around the biggest chain gun you've ever seen. And he is not really easy to get along with, especially not with the fourth teammate, Colonel Haka. Haka was a spy for the ISA, which is the good organization, who was eventually captured by the Hellgast and was almost turned into one completely. He was only half Hellgast by the time they were through with him, or before Rico, Luger, and Jan found him. And so the 4 of you band together. You eventually go on to find that one of the ISA's most trusted generals is a traitor who is sided with the enemy, who in this game is known as the Hellgast. And about the Hellgast, they are this fascist group, and some people say they're reminiscent of the Nazis. I think that's going a bit too far. But they're claiming that the planet Vecta, which is the planet you play on in this game, they claim that mankind, specifically the ISA, took it from them for no reason, and they're trying to retake it. And basically, the General Linty, who is Visari's second in command, it seems like. He's the general of the Third Army, and I'm guessing the Third Army is who you face in the game, because all the focus is on Linty, pretty much. Yeah, you just go along, you progress through many different types of levels. And another thing about this game is, it's not a short game, nor is it an easy game. This game is challenging. Sometimes it's challenging for the wrong reasons, but this game is not short. It's 11 chapters, and some chapters are very long and very hard. Some gripes I have with the game, first off, is difficulty. Now, I'm not saying I don't like a challenge in video games. I mean, video games are nothing without a little challenge. But sometimes the enemies in the game, specifically the elites and the more powerful ones, seems like they take forever to kill. Like it takes 2 whole rounds of ammo from a gun that you use all the time, and they're still alive. They keep running behind rocks, they barely ever peek out, it gets really annoying. Another gripe I have is the controls, mainly the left and right look sensitivity. Unless you turn that sensitivity meter for left and right looking all the way down, you're going to be looking all over the place. And if you're in an intense firefight with barely any cover and you have to take out these enemies as quick as you can, it's going to aggravate you to no end, trust me. Another one I have, this is my main gripe about this game. The scarcity of checkpoints. Checkpoints as in places you reach, and if you die, you restart from there instead of from the beginning. First off, some levels checkpoints, no, 99.9% of this game's checkpoints and levels are spread out way too much. And this is especially annoying when you get to the later, more difficult chapters. And some levels, again, some very hard ones, don't even have any checkpoints at all. I cannot tell you the number of times I have gotten to the end of a very hard level and died and had to restart. It's ugh. And for these reasons, even on easy difficulty, this game is hard. It's not easy. This is not a game you can breeze through in 5 minutes. You get what I mean. But this game will take you some time to beat. It's challenging. It's long. It's not run and gun either. This is a game where you have to know how to use cover. You have to learn how to take cover. You have to get tactical. You have to plan some of your attacks. Because if you don't and you just run to a crowd of enemies, you're not coming out of it alive, trust me. I don't care if you've got Rico's chain gun, you're trying to blow through them all. No. You won't live. You may get lucky a few times, but a few times out of the whole game is not very much. My last gripe with this game is the sniping. The sniping in this game is really, really awkward. You have your origin, like your crosshair, and usually when you snipe and you move the control stick about, the entire screen moves, and it's really easy to control. It's just you look to the left, it goes left, but in this game, this is how it is. Here's the origin, or your reticle, and here's the whole screen around it. The crosshair is the only thing that moves, not the whole screen, but you have to take it all the way to the other side of the screen, and the screen will slowly start to move along with it. And the zoom up, or zoom in and zoom out buttons take way too long to work. And if you press snipe again, or the zoom again, you go out of sniping, and you have to redo it. That's not the bad point, that's actually good. What's annoying is if you move while sniping, if you crouch, if you walk, sprint, anything, you go out of sniping. Other games don't do that. You stay in sniping if you walk. Why is this game different? And aiming with it, when you aim, because of the awkward aiming, aim into the middle of a group of enemies. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to do. And please, take cover, for God's sakes. Learn to take cover, or you are fucked. You are foobarred if you do not learn how to take cover in this game. But, aside from that, story, really good. Graphics, good for a first-generation PS2. I think this was first-generation PS2, I'm not sure. Gameplay-wise, it's also good. With all the few flaws, it's all in all, it's a good game. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, if you have a PS2 and you're into first-person shooters and you don't have this game, get it. It's not expensive at all by now. So with that, thus ends my first review. Hopefully this one's under 10 minutes. If not, I have to try it again. And with that, see you guys some other time.